over 6 decades ago, gospel singer Shirley Caesar is a prolific figure in the music genre. She has received an array of awards from Grammys to Lifetime Achievements and continues to do so. Caesar is synonymously known as the First Lady of Gospel Music, as she was integral to the formation and development of gospel music and has influenced generations of gospel singers since. Born into a large family of 13 siblings, Shirley's early years were colorful and lively. Her father, James Caesar, was working at a local tobacco factory, but devoted much of his spare time to preaching and singing gospel as part of a choir. When Shirley was 7, her father passed. However, she took the passion she witnessed from these formative years and began involving herself in gospel music, first performing for a close-knit circle of family and friends. As she grew into her teenage years, she continued to perform, but further afield in her home state of North Carolina. This brought a fair amount of momentum to Shirley Caesar's musical talent, but she opted to pursue her education at North Carolina State College. In the space of 2 years, however, Caesar went back to her musical career, where she joined the infamous gospel group, the Caravans, whose member, Albertina Walker, expressed interest in Caesar. Caesar's early career was defined by her work in the Caravans, whose alto vocals brought balance and a sense of calm to the band's discography. Prominent examples include Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, and Sweeping Through the City. Despite the undeniable success, Caesar departed the band in 1966 to follow her solo career. Having worked alongside Federal Records and evangelist Leroy Johnson on her debut single, I'd Rather Have Jesus, back in 1951, and a few scattered singles during her time in the band, Shirley Caesar ended her solo career with a wealth of experience. The sermonette, Hallelujah, 'Tis Done, brought her artistry a long-lasting reputation. So when she won her first Grammy in 1971, it was inevitable praise of her artistic mastery. The first of many Grammy Awards came on the coattails, a sensitive yet uplifting rendition of the popular song Put Your Hand in the Hand, which won Best Soul Gospel Performance. Furthermore, she covered No Change, originally by Melba Montgomery, during the 70s, and it was an immediate mainstream chart success. Demonstrating an effortless skill to adopt classic songs and elevate them to beautifully spiritual, feel-good covers, Shirley Caesar took influence from those around her. Nonetheless, she released her first album entitled First Lady in 1977, a consistent body of work which injects love and faith into her listeners. From her first debut onwards, Caesar decided to switch labels for album releases. Once a part of New York record label Hub Records, she changed over to Roadshow Records, who could expose her music to secular audiences. Shirley Caesar's music embodies gospel lyricism with universal concepts of love and human world experience, which meant that her fans were not exclusively part of the Christian community. However, like many innovative gospel singers over the years, Caesar faced criticism for not singing traditional and religious enough gospel. Nonetheless, her songs began to dominate the gospel charts and received numerous awards dedicated to Christian music. Alongside her musical career, Shirley Caesar involved herself with her community and an array of charitable work. She created the Shirley Caesar Outreach Ministries, intending to provide a helping hand to those in her hometown of Durham, North Carolina. It officially became a non-profit organization, and Caesar was seen as much of her community as a nationally and later internationally renowned gospel singer. Juggling these two passions occurred throughout the decades as Caesar decided to go back to college and complete the business degree she had abandoned years ago. Later, she became part of Durham City Council and then a pastor for local Mount Calvary Word of Faith Church alongside her partner. From the 70s onwards, Shirley Caesar released a steady stream of albums. Her latest, Fill This House, was an uplifting gospel record which resonates with audiences as her older work did. In her rich and varied discography, she scatters in beautiful renditions of hymns and Christmas songs. Christmasing in 1986 was the first festive effort and featured a fun, colorful album artwork, whilst Christmas with Shirley Caesar in 1998 and Hymns in 2001 are later examples of Caesar's contagious, energetic rendition of classic songs. Stylistically, these versions incorporate big band-style trumpets, upbeat rhythm, anthemic vocals, and clean production. Her voice demonstrates a delicate, impressive vocal range, which has the power to reach higher notes and sustains lower ones with intoxicating vibration, as heard in the gorgeous cover of Ave Maria. Although Caesar took both the musical world and her local town by storm, she continued to experiment with new avenues. She made her onstage debut in the musical Mama, I Want to Sing, capturing the life of R&B singer Doris Troy. Her role was Mama Winter, and she possessed this role between the years of 1994 to 1996, before partaking in its following sequels. Screen appearances followed with The Parkers, a sitcom following a mother and daughter relationship as they find themselves sharing much of their lives. Shirley even reached the bright lights of the silver screen with Why Do Fools Fall in Love in 1998 and The Fighting Temptations in 2003. In both films, Shirley Caesar performs and injects the scene with color, love, and liveliness, not unlike her actual persona. Despite the evident stardom, Shirley Caesar has noted how she is a pastor first and foremost, and then a singer. Until 2008, when her husband passed, she remained a pastor at her church. Beyond his death, Shirley Caesar continues to commit herself to her local nonprofit organization, focusing on the likes of looking after the poor, the elderly, and providing housing for all residents in her town, much like how she did during her time on the council. Furthermore, a portion of her concert sales is donated back into the organization. Humble and selfless, Shirley Caesar has spent the vast majority of her lustrous career helping and giving back to society. So much so, it is almost unbelievable that she has made such a positive difference, whilst also holding onto the title as Queen of Gospel. Undeniably, Caesar is a pioneer of the beloved and successful genre, effortlessly spreading messages of the gospel throughout art, culture, and politics. Her critical success has been plentiful too. Shirley Caesar has received awards such as numerous Grammys over the decades, Lifetime Achievement Awards, honorary doctorates from Southeastern University and Shaw University, Hall of Fame inductions, and the National Heritage Fellowship honor. In the last 5 years, Caesar's music has been topping gospel charts and going viral online, showing that her music resonates both with critics and fans alike. They too understand the ever-relevant message found through all of Shirley Caesar's music. You can check out the Carly of Spotify to listen to the original tracks of the artist. It's a curated playlist with the most popular songs.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbits, you name it!